Confused about applying to universities in Finland? I got you covered. Here's what you need to know about joint application and rolling admission. First up, joint application, or Yitaishaku. This system lets you apply to multiple programs with just one application form. Convenient, right? It happens twice a year, spring and autumn. You can apply to up to 6 programs in each round. But remember, it's all centralized. Deadlines are strict and you're ranked based on your qualifications and, if needed, entrance exam results. Now, let's talk rolling admission, or jatkuva haku. This one's all about flexibility. You can apply anytime, no need to wait for specific periods. Sounds amazing? Sure, but spots are limited and usually filled on a first-come, first-served basis. It's perfect for part-time or international programs that need continuous intake. So there you have it. Joint application is scheduled and centralized, while rolling admission offers ongoing opportunities. Choose what fits you best and get ready to start your Finnish adventure.
Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something really interesting?
Always up for a deep dive.
Awesome. So we got this question from a listener, and it's about navigating the Finnish higher education system, specifically how their applications work. And I gotta say, it's way more fascinating than I initially thought it would be.
Yeah, Finland, they do things a bit differently, and their approach to higher education is no exception.
Right. Like, we're not just talking about saunas and heavy metal here, though those are pretty great too. We're going deep into the nitty-gritty of applying to universities in Finland.
And I'm ready when you are.
Perfect. So listener, you're curious about getting into a Finnish university. You're definitely not alone. Finland's got this reputation for having a top-notch education system, which of course makes it super attractive to students from all over the world.
And it's not just hype. They consistently rank high in global education rankings.
Totally. But like with anything worthwhile, there's a process. And in Finland's case, it's about understanding these 2 main application paths they have. They call them joint application, which is Ytishaku in Finnish. Always gotta love a good Finnish word.
It is a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. And then there's rolling admission, or jatkuva haku. And let me tell you, these 2 paths are like night and day.
They really highlight the different philosophies at play in Finnish higher education. Ytishaku, that's all about a synchronized, centralized approach. Everyone's on the same timeline. Everyone has a fair shot. It speaks to their emphasis on equal opportunity, on efficiency.
Thanks, Sam.
And then you've got jatkuva haku, rolling admission, which is all about flexibility, being a bit more go with the flow, which really aligns with their appreciation for individual initiative.
I love that. Okay, so we've got these 2 distinct vibes, and here's where it gets even more interesting. Finland uses a 2-season application system. Not a rolling year-round thing, but focused periods, one in the spring and one in the autumn.
Yeah, and that's not just them picking random deadlines. It's very intentional. They've tied it to the rhythm of the academic year so that it creates these natural cohorts of students. Everyone starts together, goes through the same program at the same time.
Oh, I see. So it's like a built-in support system from day one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, studies have shown that this kind of cohort-based learning can actually lead to some pretty amazing results, like increased collaboration, a stronger sense of community, and even improved academic performance.
That's wild. It's like they've cracked the code on how to optimize the learning experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to talk about this because you mentioned it earlier. And it's honestly a bit mind-blowing for those of us used to applying to, like, a zillion schools. In joint application, you can only apply to a maximum of 6 programs per round. 6.
Can you imagine?
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
like a totally different mindset.
It is. And you know what? It's actually a good thing. Absolutely. When you're forced to narrow down your choices like that, it really forces you to think critically about what you're passionate about, what you're truly interested in. There's actually research that backs this up. This limit actually leads to students being more focused and ultimately more satisfied with their chosen program because they've really thought about it.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's like, in a world of unlimited options, sometimes a little bit of constraint can be a good thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've narrowed down your 6 top choices for your joint application. What happens next?
So it's a very streamlined, centralized process. They've got fixed deadlines for everything. And your ranking, it's based on a combination of your qualifications. So things like your previous grades. And then for certain programs, there are entrance exams.
And this is where I'm guessing thorough research becomes absolutely essential.
100%. Each program, even though it's within the centralized system, each one's going to have its own unique set of requirements. Some programs might require a language proficiency test, while others might want a portfolio of your work.
Wow, so many variables to keep in mind.
You really do have to be on top of it, understanding those nuances early on. That's critical for a successful application.
Got it. So joint application, very much about meticulous planning, being super organized. Okay, let's switch gears to rolling admission. This one, from what I understand, sounds a bit more, shall we say, organic.
In some ways, yes, but don't let that fool you. While applications are reviewed as they arrive, universities still have their standards. They've got a limited number of spots, so that means decisions can come quickly, which is great if you're eager to get started. But it also means those programs can fill up fast, potentially leaving some late applicants out of luck.
I see. So timing is still a factor, but maybe not with the same, intensity as joint application.
Exactly. Rolling admission is often used for programs where a continuous intake of students makes sense. So think part-time courses, specialized international programs, that kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, this has been super insightful. So to recap for our listeners, joint application, it's all about that structured, synchronized approach, kind of like a meticulously planned orchestra, everything perfectly timed and coordinated.
I like that analogy.
And then rolling admission, on the other hand, offers more flexibility, a bit more individuality, like jazz improvisation, right? You've got more freedom to showcase your unique skills, your interests, but you got to be ready to jump in when opportunity arises.
What I find fascinating is how these two systems actually reflect these broader values.
Right.
Like with joint application, it's about efficiency, fairness, a level playing field. And then with rolling admission, it's individual initiative, adaptability, and that responsiveness to kind of like evolving needs. And neither is superior. They simply cater to different approaches, different priorities.
That's a really great point. It's all about finding the right fit for your personality and your goals.
Absolutely. And as you continue exploring, finish higher education, or really any decision-making process in life, ask yourself, which approach resonates more deeply with my own values, my own goals? That reflection, it can be incredibly valuable as you navigate your own path.
Such great advice. And there you have it, our deep dive into the intriguing world of Finnish higher education applications. We've explored the nuances of Yitishaku and Jatkuvahaku, uncovered the logic behind their two-season system, and even pondered the surprising benefits of limited choices.
It's all about finding the system that works best for you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, keep those questions coming and happy exploring.